en Estados Unidos Donald Trump vuelve a centrarse en la política migratoria.
Musicians performed near the U.S.-Mexico border during the Tear Down This Wall concert in protest against U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to build a dividing fence.
Bueno, ¿hay gente ahí ya lista? Ajá, trata de llegar antes de 2:30, trata de llegar ahí. Ahí voy a pasar por ellos. No, pero vente para acá, en los patios de la iglesia. No voy a andar buscando allá y acá. Pues varía, son deportados y gente que acaba de cumplir sus 18 años o menores de 14, 16 años. Es más gente mexicana que extranjera. Pues al deportado, pues la ilusión de que quieren volver a ver a su familia, en que no se acostumbran. A muchos me ha tocado atenderme en mi negocio gente que desde 6, 5 años los llevaron, no hablan nada de español, no se acostumbran a la comida, menos al sueldo que les pagan miserables 150 pesos, 200 por día. Pues que hay mucha vigilancia y es cuando le digo, por eso es la comida, porque este contratiempo, ellos no quieren que nos acerquemos a la línea, tenemos que estar esta tarde, una parte de la noche, o hasta la madrugada, porque la vigilancia no se mueve. Vamos a, pues no sé si se reúnan o quieran irse todos los 6, 8 personas, no sé, 5. Acompañar a la gente para que se sienta segura, porque lo seguro es al bajar del camión y caminar a la línea. Es un riesgo de que o sea la autoridad mexicana o sea los asaltantes que abundan por la línea en las noches. Pues de avanzarle más adelante, a la derecha o a la izquierda, donde no haya vigilancia. Se busca un barranco donde él no me mire, voy avanzando, sea antes de que oscurezca, por los asaltantes. Tengo que avanzar hacia adelante. Llegan los rateros y allá, aquí están los 5, porque ellos traen binoculares para ver de noche los asaltantes, los secuestradores. Avanzar de este lado, como rumbo a Tecate, vamos a decir la primera caseta, dar la vuelta. Si nos vuelven a mirar, avanzar hasta donde haya chance de meterse. Si es posible, nos vamos a Tamaulipas caminando, pero tenemos que avanzar hacia la izquierda, no hacia la derecha.
But don't walk on the tracks or on the trail. Walk right off to the side. And then also, by doing that, you're not leaving your tracks so that they see that you're there. Try to walk on the hardest ground because you don't want them to know that you're there. Tire tracks have a certain pattern. My shoe has a certain pattern. We are a volunteer organization made up of former military and law enforcement. We come down here for 7 to 10 days at a time, and we shut down as much of the border as we can to the drug trafficking. You know, and you could sit there and you could think that, well, that's just an old f***ing footprint. But it's not. It's a new one sitting on top of somebody else's. If this is going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're not going to stop all of it when you're doing it with a 9 to 5 shift mentality. You have to come down and occupy the territory just like you would in a war. To us, this is a war. They're bringing in marijuana, coke, heroin, meth, and now they're bringing in fentanyl. It's a synthetic heroin. Any other f***ing questions? No?
Is there a big difference between male and female tracks?
Size, depth. I mean, because they're lighter, smaller. But you're never going to have to worry about that out here because there ain't no f***ing women or children out here. I've seen f***ing track as big as his, and must have been the biggest motherfucking Mexican dope mule ever, man. Following him down through, and he had something heavy on because his was f***ing deep.
Fallujah, Baghdad, Mosul, Kuwait. I did 4 tours in Iraq, 1 tour in Afghanistan. I got a plate in my head, my arm, so my goal? To stop the drug trade. I'm from Mississippi, so I drive 25 hours to get here. And there's several of us that are from out of state. We got one from South Carolina. I think it's the right thing to do. The government's not doing anything down here that much, so we're here to try to stop the drugs.
Last time we chased 18 of them, each one of them carrying 20 kilos of drugs. They got in front of us, and so we called Border Patrol, and Border Patrol will get on the other side of the mountain, catch them when they come on the other side of the mountains. So if you look up there, that's one of the towers that tower cost us $90 million, and that tower is what is supposed to be watching the border right now. And then when that tower sees something, they call the Border Patrol. And they try to get guys in here, but it's so far away from anything that by the time they get here, they're already past it. Charlie to base. We're all former military and law enforcement. We know how to go about doing this, and so anytime we run into somebody, they pretty much, hey, yep, okay. We'll sit them down, and then we ask them if they need any food or water or medical aid. Regardless if you're bringing in drugs that are killing people and everything else, or if you're just sneaking into the country, we don't want to see you die out there. I mean, dying of thirst is probably horrible ways I can think of to die. So we give them food, water, medical aid, and we call Border Patrol, and they'll come in and pick them up. This thing is just wide open, and there's people from 78 different countries coming through this thing. And the big problem is who are they? Look at what's happening in Europe. Oh my God, we gotta help these poor people. Well, you just let in a whole bunch of bad guys because you don't know who the hell they are. But because society nowadays is so politically correct, they're afraid of offending somebody. Me, f*** you. If I offend you, too f***ing bad. I'm trying to protect my people, my family, my friends. So if you're offended, I'm sorry. And that's why they call us racist and everything else.
Deported Veteran Support House, how may I help you, ma'am? I live here at the bunker. If you could, if you want to visit us one of these days, I actually sleep on the couch, and I do this full time. If I were to stop doing what I was doing, then we wouldn't be able to, help these guys out. Every single one of my guys, we have to be very upfront, went to prison. They have what's considered an aggravated felony. Now it could be anywhere from writing a bad check, which is a fraud. It could be discharging a firearm. It could be a small amount of drugs, like an ounce, personal use. It could be 5 pounds of marijuana. I mean, it really varies, So I want to be very upfront. These people need to know that there is a crime involved and they went to prison. Yeah. I joined the military in 1995. I served through 2001. I served with the 82nd Airborne. I got out with an honorable discharge in 2001. After I got out of the military, I was involved where somebody shot a firearm at a vehicle. I went to prison. I was sentenced for 3 years, but I only did a year and 8 months. And then I was deported in 2004. I came back to the United States illegally, got caught again in 2010, and I stayed in Mexico ever since and opened up a shelter in 2013. If you commit an aggravated felony, you could be deported. That means even people who served in the military, they committed a felony, their green cards will be taken away. And that's the short and simple.
Hey, where does the chicharrón go? They didn't say? All right. Hey, do me a favor, put this over there.
Rice. We're just waiting for the rice. After the rice is done, then we're going to eat.
I've been here for 7 years now. I was deported in 2010 on May 18th. Yeah, that was a day I'll never forget. I was scared. I didn't know anybody, didn't know the city, didn't know how to get around. I only had $32 in my pocket. Immigration took my only form of ID. I had no ID, and I only had that money, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And they just drop you off at the border and say, there you go. And you got to continue on and walk and try to figure it out all on your own.
No, you're going to put your name right here, look.
Where?
Right here. So you're going to put Alex Gomez?
That's my paint. Yeah, is it almost right?
Yeah, it's right.
It is, right?
Yeah, you can put your name.
Okay.
We have over 300 people, but there's only about 30 names on here. So whenever a new deported veteran like Alex comes here, he can put his name on the wall.
My name wasn't up here, and I've been here 7 years. So I was out of the loop, and now I feel like I'm tied in. Now their cause becomes my cause. All for one, one for all. So that people know that we're not just a number. We're not just a group. No, we're actual living people. This just made it personal. You know what I mean? This is no longer just about me, but about all my brothers. Especially the ones that have passed away, that lost their life while here in Mexico and didn't have the chance to go back home. You know, this is very, very important now. And this has now become my fight. My life just crumbled. It totally fell apart. I have no relatives here. It's very not safe here. Organized crime runs this city like an iron thumb. Yeah, 43 years, 1.5 years in the Marines, and it just sucks. It just sucks that you get deported. I mean, you're good enough to serve the country, but you're not good enough to stay, even though you pay your debts to society and you got no new felonies after that. It just sucks.
Francisco, pásale, ¿primera vez en casa? Pases, Jalisco. Adrián Morales, ¿primera vez en casa? Jesús Polito, ¿primera vez en casa? ¿Seguro? Saúl Salcedo.
My belongings right now, that's only my business cards for my business, which I'm about to lose if I don't do something about it. I still have my contractor's license on hand, and I don't have a credit card, I don't have anything else, but I do have only a phone, then I have a bag of candies and $3, and that's it.
Todos tienen que estar a las 6 ya listos para bajar, para que pasen a tomar café. El día de mañana es café, no hay desayuno. Para los que van a trabajar, ustedes se pueden levantar, ya tienen que estar listos, porque nosotros no le vamos a ir a tocar la puerta o no vamos a ir a levantarlo. Tienen que estar listos a su horario de ir a trabajar. Nosotros siempre les pedimos que salgan por la mañana, pero salgan, caminen en lugares seguros, no en lugares equivocados, lugares que, por ejemplo, a veces la policía anda levantando a los muchachos por gusto, solamente porque no es de aquí. Sí, les quitan su dinero, entonces tengan cuidado.
What happened is like following up with my paperwork to become 100% documented. I have to go back to the immigration office either once a week, once a month. You have to report yourself and bring proofs. So then anyway, this last time when I showed up, I walk in at 9 o'clock in the morning and I was detained. According with the officer, he said it very clearly. I don't deserve to be here. He says, well, remember, you are not under the administration of Obama. You are now under the administration of Donald Trump. And that's the big change. So I got arrested, and by 5 o'clock, I was deported in Tijuana. It is a real nightmare because you get up in the morning at 5:30 in the morning and you are home with your family, then you go to sleep on somewhere else. It's like a shack. This is my new grandson. My oldest boy. See how happy boy he is? He loves the Pirates. I really don't know how to explain my feeling right now. I don't know if I want to cry or if I want to run or what. You know, what I can do. Nothing I can do. So either or, after all of these years, I have to learn a new way of living. What I see here is the abuse of the authority. You can walk on the street because you will be pulled over and you will be either kidnapped or robbed. Some criminals, they look at your clothes, they look at you, then they may think you have a lot of money. A couple of weeks ago, they killed one of my friends. He got deported, and now he's dead. And so, good luck to us, you know.
Mire, el otro día le escribí una carta a Janet, pero no se la he podido dar, oiga. Dice, mire, para Janet. Dice, cada vez que te veo venir tengo una desesperación y en voz baja hago una pequeña oración. Que Dios me permita, aunque sea de esta manera, observarte. ¿Cómo quisiera tener el poder de romper estas barreras? Te amo, pequeña Janet. Sabes que nunca pensé que te vería hace este tiempo. Aquí te estaré esperando mientras Dios me lo permita. Eso lo escribí. Le digo que en el transcurso del camino mucha gente se ha quedado en el camino porque los roban, los asaltan, hasta los matan. Entonces, no, pues me sentí de cierta manera, bien. Me sentí bien que ella haya cruzado.
Yo estoy aquí voy para 11 años aquí en Estados Unidos. Y yo me vine para darles una mejor vida a mis hijos, o sea, una mejor estabilidad, mejor educación.
No, puedo comer. Rocky,
Este vecindario está bonito, está tranquilo, poquito, está cerca de mi trabajo, estoy a gusto. Estamos bien. Casi 2 años tengo viviendo aquí. Antes vivía en San Isidro, cerca de la línea, pero me cambié acá a Chula Vista. Y sí me gusta. Estudian en la escuela, como 2 cuadras. Y mis otros hijos de aquel lado estudian. Dios quiere, mis hijos, si se gradúan, van a ir a la Universidad de San Diego. Ojalá.
Regularmente, como le comenté, voy a veces de 2 a 3 veces al mes. Verla acá en playas es mejor, porque la puedo tocar aunque sea por un agujerito, pero mejor. Al principio mi hija trató de sacar la visa y le dieron la cita para Ciudad Juárez. Y ya llegando a Ciudad Juárez le dijeron que no le iban a dar la visa. Y ella, debido a eso, pues optó por pasarse así, en un carro.
Pues en ese momento yo, pues no me quería venir para acá, porque pues estaba mi vida allá, mis papás allá, mi familia, pero fue un momento que tuve que decidir que venir para acá y cuando se dio la oportunidad de que ahora sí, entonces pues decidí venirme, primero yo y después mis hijos.
Le digo que tuvo 3 veces que lo intentó y no pudo pasar. Y la 4ª ya fue cuando ya no regresó. Dije, no, ya no la voy a volver a ver. Sí me acuerdo de ese día. Sí. Ni modo.
Here's a ladder we found in the desert when somebody jumped over the wall, and then we put these water jugs out there, and these racist groups slice them open with knives. It's really sad, and we find shotgun shells, people shooting at the migrants. 20 years ago, I started going out to the desert like we're doing right now to bring water to people that are crossing, because the people that are crossing the only way they can. They cannot get visas. There's no visas for these people. So they risk their lives crossing in the desert or the mountains or the ocean. Wherever there's cities, like San Diego, Tijuana, there's a wall. Where there's no cities, there's no wall. And that's where people cross. And that's where people die. So every summer, more people die because of the wall that exists right now than the entire history of the Berlin Wall. And you can see this is part of Operation Gatekeeper 1994. And as we walk, we're going to walk to the end right here, just to the bottom of this little hill. That's the wall that George Bush did. And if you look further down, there's no wall. Now, without a doubt, most of the people in the United States do not want the wall. All of the people in Mexico do not want the wall. And I guarantee you, Mexico is not going to pay 1 penny for that wall, because the wall doesn't stop people. The wall kills people. So if Trump builds what he wants to build, it'll be a little longer, a little higher. It'll just take a little longer to cross. But it's not going to stop anybody. Make sure you lock your cars. So you can see that somebody was walking through here. There's footprints right here. We put out maybe 2,000 or 3,000 gallons every summer, and I would say maybe 300 of them are used. Another 300 are sabotaged, broken, and then some are just left out there, maybe an animal, or nobody ever uses them. But as long as one of them is used and it saved one person's life. So we don't try to hide the bottles. So we try to, so I'm gonna leave a bottle right here, because what the person will do is oftentimes they're going to wait right here because the car's going to come later on. So they might wait here, they wait in the shade or underneath a brush, because they realize there's Border Patrol coming through here too. Leave it in a spot that is fairly visible, like right here. Just like that. The situation now has gotten really bad because of Trump, where you have all these hate crimes and attacks on people, and it's really sad. So now we have more volunteers than ever, more donations, because people are very mad. People do not want Donald Trump. Oftentimes behind those big rocks up there, there's sleeping bags and clothes, because that's where they hide while they're waiting. He says he wants to build a wall. Congress doesn't want him to build a wall. The people of the United States do not want a wall. There's already a wall that covers 1/3 of the border. But I believe he will get a little bit of a wall built in addition to what already exists, and then he's going to stop. One, because they don't have the money for it, and two, because there's no need for that wall.
So this is what the liberals are leaving out for them. They're leaving food and water. And before these bleeding heart liberals and started leaving water and stuff out, Border Patrol said that they would only make it in a couple of miles before they ran out of water, and they'd be sitting on the side of the road waiting to be picked up because they couldn't go any farther. but now they know there's water along the whole way. Well, if they didn't encourage them, then there wouldn't be people coming over. But they play the pity card, you know, where it's like, oh, we're saving lives, we're helping, we're bullshit. You're helping in two of the biggest illegal activities in the country: human smuggling and dope smuggling. Looks like they had to leave in a hurry and the animals got to it. Done up. Ooh, fresh toothbrush.
Oh, nice. We need that.
When he got there, he was going to have a party.
What is it?
Confetti. I guess he didn't realize he was this close to a road. Probably heard a car coming and just took off. So this is probably last night. So then we see this trash everywhere. But you won't see any humanitarians doing this, picking up trash. This political correct bullshit needs to go away. We need to enforce our own laws. If I climbed over the fence and snuck into Mexico, that's an automatic year in a Mexican prison. Ain't nobody want to do a year in a Mexican prison. You know, here all that happens is their picture's taken, their fingerprints are taken, and they're thrown back over the fence. 4 days later, they're back again. Look at this. See this? They push the fence down, and then there's that. They just step right through. And there's a lot of spots where there's not even this, or they cut it, and down here at the bottom is the big wash. This area right here on the other side where these big trees are, that's what's called a layup area. So they'll come up and they'll sit there in the bushes and wait in Mexico until the guy sitting up on that mountain tells them it's okay, then they come across. We've heard it from the past 4 or 5 administrations going, we need a fence, we need a wall, we need a fence. They okayed building the wall back in 2001, but they never gave the money for it. Still nothing. It's politicians. They'll tell you what you want to hear. We have to go back 100 years. We have to go backwards. By that I mean 100 years ago, they had outposts along the border, and they had guys in the outposts, and then they fanned out from the outposts and stopped anything and everything coming through.
Por eso nunca es bueno ir todo el grupito juntos, así como venía Rambo uno para allá, otro, es lo indicado. Cuando yo vine así, dije, si los agarran a ellos, yo de perdida miro qué pasó, porque ellos lo que tienen, agarran a todo el grupo, aunque ustedes sean periodistas, mientras nos investigan nos van a encerrar todos al corralón, es lo que ellos hacen. Convenirles andar desapartados. Si somos 10, 3 acá y 3 allá y 3 por acá. Si asaltan a 3, a los 6 no, o X cosa. Pues intentamos cruzar y por chequear el camino me correteó migración para afuera, nada más. Y me gritó que me parara, pues la defensa es correr nada más, no agarrar una piedra y tirarle. Nada más correr y no es delito, pero ellos lo hacen como delito. Que me pueden decir, me tiró piedras y tirarme un balazo. Pero son buenos inmigrantes, porque nada más me gritaron, me dejaron ir.
Tómale. Acá andas asoleado. Se acabó. Dentro el gordi. No, aquí en la sí. I was driving under the influence, and I got caught. The police stopped me, sent me back to Mexico. I got deported 4 years ago, and I tried to go back to Los Angeles. Oh, I got deported 14 times. I went back 13 times. This is my 14th. All those times I was high. When I got caught, I was high.
Ahorita tanto podemos dormir aquí, pero no podemos porque aquel nos va a reportar con el grupo Beta y el grupo Beta sube hasta acá, no sé cómo lo hacen, pero suben hasta acá y nos llevan presos y no tiene caso. Puede poner un muro, puede poner lo que quiera. Está viendo un agujero muy grande que es el cielo, que cubre el cielo para que pueda decir que es seguro. Mientras haya un muro cualquiera, le puedo decir yo, se le va a burlar la vigilancia. Pero hay cosas que él no previene ni cree. La misma vigilancia, los mismos guardias de su país son humanos y tienen buen corazón. Por la puerta, por sus narices nos lo vamos a pasar.
I have a little dream, and your dreams are in English. Then you awake because somebody's waking you up, it's time to move, it's time to go, but now they're talking to you in Spanish.
Como personas humanos, siempre nos gusta sentir incluidos.
So it's kind of like moving your head left and right, trying to fix whatever is inside your head.
Sientes mal de ser excluida.
I still don't have a place to live, and I still don't know anybody. On the last few days, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a paperwork. But now I do. I have a plan of work. I got together with 3 people in this facility place, and we are planning to share the cost of an apartment and start all over and see how we make progress. When I got the notice that I was selected for an interview, then I didn't have any feelings like, well, now what? But now I'm excited because now there is a plan of action. Now we can get together, we can make, now we have a start, a place to start. This is gonna be the first time I'm applying for a job here. It's some kind like telecommunications. Really, I don't know, but I will take any position right now. You are in between 2 governments, Mexican and American. And neither one wants you. They don't want you over there, and they don't want you over here. And that's the feeling in the land of no one.
So we have a very important visit. We have a group of congressmen that have never visited any deportees or deported veterans. And we're very excited that we're going to be able to talk to these people that are introducing legislation. They're the ones that can get us home, as well as maybe push the president to write an executive order.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joaquin Castro, and I'm part of a group of 7 members of Congress who've come to visit you here in Tijuana, Mexico. We wanted to come here to listen to the stories, but also to take a message back to our fellows in the American Congress and the American people.
We voluntarily signed and enlisted. We unfortunately broke the law. We just want to go home.
Though I'm here, I feel that the U.S. is my country.
It is shameful for the United States to kick out the people that stood up for them.
This deportation is unjust. I signed a plea bargain. The judge, and everybody that was there present crossed out box number 9, which said that my felony, if I agreed to plead guilty, was not going to be deportable, and yet here I am.
We believe that anybody who was willing to risk their life for their country, the United States, should not be subject to deportation. Unfortunately, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of veterans who have been dealt that exact fate.
And Governor Jerry Brown on Easter this year issued 3 pardons, full and complete pardons. And so I'm here today to present these to you. The first to Mr. Hector Barajas from the Governor of California. There it is.
¡Pa' adentro, pa' adentro! Mexico. Mexico. All of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, they say, oh, you don't want to go back.
Listen, who I root for and where I want to live are 2 entirely different things. Okay, if there was a Republican sitting out there, like Trump or somebody, but USA, USA. Believe that.
Right now, it's do whatever the Veteran Support House tells me to do as far as filling out paperwork and applying for this and applying for that. We're trying to upgrade my discharge. We're trying to get letters of recommendation for that.
The last time I seen my family was about 5 years ago. I haven't seen nobody since then. Nobody comes because they don't feel safe here. The organized crime is just too rampant, too much death. And my mom's getting up there in age now. She's 91. She just can't travel that much anymore. And it kills me that she's at that age because I know that if she ever passes away, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go home and bury her like I buried my father. Not seeing my babies. I say my babies, but the oldest is 25, Brittany's 23, Melissa's 20 now. Junior just turned 18, you know, so these pictures are old. It's all I got. And that weighs down on you when you don't have that. And obviously you can tell I was always in their life. I was always in the mix with them. And that's one of the things that I really, really miss. Life is just passing by, time is just going by. And all I do is just get older. And I just can't seem to find my niche. And yeah, I do feel like I'm in limbo. That's exactly how I feel.
Antes no tenía esa posibilidad ni eso. O sea, nomás antes era carta o foto, o oh, miré el video donde está mi mamá en una comida, o ella vio unas fotos. O sea, antes yo no sabía de ese parque. Me puede escuchar, la puedo ir reír enfrente de mí, aunque es una cerca muy triste, muy fea y grande. Para nosotros nos calmó un poco el alivio, la tristeza, estar esperando.
Oye, Nina, Yasmín se encontró un león. ¿Eh? Yasmín se encontró un león.
¿Por qué?
Mira cómo le rompieron el pantalón.
Ay, mami. Un orerito. ¿Dónde? Aquí. Oh.
¿Caminaron mucho?
Ay, ahí está. Qué gordo.
Nenita, no me ha saludado, Ivette.
Saluda a tu abuelita, mamá.
Ni la Yalmien. Ay, mucho bonito, mírala. Chichacle la Yalme. Ay, ven, bonita. Ven, Yalmi. Ven, Yalmi, te amo, mi vida. Yasmin, a ver, mírame. ¿Tienes tus ojitos? Oye, Janet, ¿ya le viste los ojitos a la... Mamachita, ¿por qué? ¿Tan bonita?
Gracias a Dios, pues sí ha valido la pena el sufrimiento, que puedo decir, porque pues mi familia todo está en Tijuana. Porque lástimamente mi país tiene las posibilidades, tiene el dinero, tiene el poder, tiene todo, tiene mucha historia, pero lástimamente no les importa a los jóvenes. No es de que México es pobre y que no tiene, no, es que sí, no es pobre, sí lo hay. Lástimamente no es su prioridad eso. La educación.
Dice, todo se derrumbará, muros que separan y sociedad dividida en clases. Derriben este muro, así dice. Elijo el que ella esté allá. Una, porque ya ella se debe a su familia y ella tiene que buscar el beneficio de su familia. Y yo si ella está bien, yo me siento bien. Si sus hijos están bien, yo me siento bien, aunque tengamos estas de no vernos, de no estar juntos, no le hace.
It's a vital tool, it's an important tool,